Hello everyone, welcome to Start Your Business and Get the Results in Taiwan. Today I will introduce you to this class. Here is the index. Today I will separate in three parts. First of all is Taiwan industry view and the startup environment. And the second of all is startup the trend and the results in Taiwan. The third one, I will bring you the real case, is the Taiwan startup with the case study. We can separate what's the model of them and what's the business they can running with. So I will give you the view. So here is the lesson introducing. You can also view with. This course will explain and introduce how to start up your business in Taiwan from the three aspects. First of all, I will introduce the marketing, introducing the marketing environment and the customer to your entrepreneurship in Taiwan. Then the second of all is the legal one. Introducing the related law and the regulation and basic rule for entrepreneurship in Taiwan. Then the third one, I will bring you the resource, the government official resource or even the privately related resource, which can help you with all your startup. Hello, I'm Edison. I am the STARTBOARD Business Deputy Director. So as the view, I have some experience with the startup before and I'm focusing with the sharing economy. Here was a little briefing with me. So how do I get a startup experience with me? So first of all, I don't have startup before, but in the past time, I always develop with full-time in the startup environment. For example, I'm focusing on the development of the sharing economy startup, like Airbnb, Uber also, and in Taiwan, we have like Taiwan Destined Driver and also Uspace. And after I joined the STARTBOARD, I use my own experience to help foreigners who want to start up their business in Taiwan. So here is the lesson to you. Right. So we can jump into the first section is Taiwan industry introducing. So in here, as we see, when I mention Taiwan with the industry, what do you think of? First of all, maybe it's the purple milk tea, right? It's famous in the global and all the foreign was the first image with Taiwan, maybe snack or something special. We will think about the purple milk tea. Maybe you are an engineer and you will know the TSMC is very familiar in Taiwan. Or you're just living in Taiwan right now, so you know in Taiwan, our medical service was prior of high level in the global also. So which one will be you think of? Right. So here was the truth of the industry in Taiwan as follow. You have to see. So in Taiwan, most of the GDP is served by the service industry. It will amount like 46.68% for the GDP. You can see in this. And the second one is manufacturing. Manufacturing among like 31% of all the industry. Then the third one is retail. Retail, we can occupy like 50% of that. Then here's the next page. You can see about most of the Taiwan industry are SME, small and medium enterprise. In Taiwan, there's not lots of like big corporation or like a group we have. In fact, 70% of the entrepreneur, they are SMEs. So you can see in Taiwan, in fact, we enjoy with startup and we like in the small company business. Then the entrepreneurs as we see like 78% of our employees in here. So in that, you have to mention about the industry trend in life right now. Here's the fourth stage of the customer economy in the old global also. As we see, first of all is the product economy. You sell what? You sell the product for the old customer. Then the second of all is commodity economy. You have to find the right retail or right channel to sell your product. Then the third one is the service economy. What is the most thing important in the service economy? You have to dealing with talent. You need to like customer responding or your service, or even after the consumer complain to you, you have to dealing with a good response, right? So the third one is service economy, we need a talent. Then right now we got experience economy. What's the most important to the customer? In fact, it's the feeling. If you can get the right feeling to dealing with the customer, they can respond the positive energy to you also. Okay? So here is a quick example to you. In here, as we see, the first bowl is a coffee. So the quality of the product is not longer to only factor that effect in the price. In fact, modern customers, they pay for the experience. How can I say about that? So for this kind of case, is the coffee. In fact, a coffee bean is very cheap. As we see, maybe 1 kilogram, they just need to pay by the $1. So that's the product service of the product economy. They are considered about the product quality to the customer. But when you buy a coffee bean, it's too much louder, right? You have lots of process, then you can have the real coffee. So in the next channel is we have to find the next stage. We have to find the channel. Is how many channel I can get about that thing. Is like coffee pack, maybe 100 gram, they can pay by the $1. So when I want the coffee, I can just maybe walk in the convenience store and get a coffee pack. And come back to my office, I use it with my hot water, and that's maybe just $1 for that. But it's still lousy, right? Because I have to hot my water for myself and I have to wait for that. So right now in modern consumer, in fact, we have need for the service economy. That is, when I want a coffee, then there was a coffee who will service to me. They can provide me a real coffee. That is the talent you need. So in here, as we see, a cup of coffee maybe costs about $2 to $3. So the customer will be need for like, how's the service convenient? How maybe I just said I want a latte, or I want a black coffee, or even I want a cappuccino. Then anything you need, you don't have to deal with yourself. There was a talent, there was your employee will service the customer to focusing on them, then can provide to you. Then the last one is a great coffee time. Right now you see there was a lot of like tea time or the coffee shop in Taiwan right now. And the cost, it was a little bit high, right? Then compared to the coffee bean or coffee bag or even a convenience store cup of coffee. Why you can charge for the higher price? That was because the customer is looking for a experience they can have, like how satisfaction. So when you're dealing with that coffee time, they are not just enjoy your coffee. In fact, they are enjoy all the environment of themselves. Like today, I had to be here with the coffee and the coffee with like a table or the design or all the stuff in your store they can enjoy. That is the experience economy right now, and that is the customer need right now. Okay, so in here will be the next section is I will talk to you the Taiwan startup trend. In fact, in Taiwan environment was a great thing in here. Why you can start up in Taiwan and what we have. In fact, here as shown with some record we have done with. So like investment environment risk assessment was the first in Asia and third in global. This was created by the BERI, the US Business Environment Risk Assessment Corporation. They gave us like we are the stable with the low risk you can invest with. Then the next is we are the super innovation country in the world, which was like created by the WEF, the World Economic Forum. It can show, in fact, startup in Taiwan is quite great, in fact. And here, well, the last is IMD, the International Institute of Management Development. They say Taiwan is the 8th of the world competitive. Then give you some real feedback about the future of the Taiwan startup environment. So like first of all is innovation, preference, policy, and the legal norm. In fact, if you have any startup idea, you can deal with the government, local government, and try to make some your innovation to the life and to all the people you need. And for this is the example, like Move, the sharing bicycle, in fact, is operation in New Taipei City in somewhere I remember is in Danshui. And also this kind of the sharing bicycle you can use in Zhanghua right now also. Then the second about is abundant government and cooperate resource you can get. For here example, here's TWDD, Taiwan Destined Driver, help to the owner with the Kia by driving their car to maintain. When you are business and when you work, you are too busy, you can you are rapidly to fixing your car, right? So in here, they provide a new service. If you are the Kia driver, then you can get a free driver to drive your car into the maintain, and he will send you back with your car. Yeah, that's the interesting thing, because when you need a destined driver, in fact, that has a lot of low issue, right? If there was anything like maybe car crash or any event happened, so who will dealing with? Then the Taiwan destined driver, they say they have the insurer with the government and the customer also. So you don't need to worry about if my car was driven by the destined driver, if there was any accident, there's no need to be worried. There was the insurer. And here is the third one. Is in fact in Taiwan, we have a sound infrastructure and a customer who like to try the new stuff. In fact, as you know, Taiwan is not a vegetarian country, right? It's a little bit percentage, but not the most of. But in here, there's interesting thing with the California. They say Taiwan is non-vegan, but they are willing to try the plant-based meat, which was like all meat with the Beyond Burger, as you see here. Then I am not a vegetarian, but I still want to try what the plant-based meat will taste like. It's the Taiwan interesting thing with the environment. Taiwanese customers are love and really eager can dealing with the new stuff. They love to try the new stuff. So it's a great chance if you are a startup, you have some environment thing or you have some innovation ideas you can try with. The Taiwanese customer are most of like to try the new thing. So here is the Taiwan startup trend in here as we see. So the top 3 industry category for startup as we show in here is 60% are the most of the startup. They are focusing on the information and communication, like maybe the platform, something like that. But in here, the 9% of the startup, they are focusing on 3 main industry. First is manufacturing, then the leisure and the entertainment industry. Then third one will be like service or matching platform, something like that. I think the sharing economy is quite of in here. Then the next one is 8% of the startup. They are focusing on retailing, tourism and category, and education. So Taiwan startup found the persona I can show you with. You can try if that is really fit for you. Are you also this kind of deal or this contradiction to yourself? So as you see in here, the third one, 8% of the startup, they are focusing on the retail, tourist and category, and also education. In fact, after the COVID, the education startup trend was quite of higher rate right now. So it's a competitive industry with the startup right now. So here's the next one. Taiwan startup founder persona. As you can see the condition is quite fit for you, or you are the same with this condition. Here is the Taiwan startup founder persona. Like first of all, their age is arrived like 30 to 45. In fact, sorry, our age is 30 to 45. And education, you can see about that 90% more they have the university degree or above, like master or even a professor, something like that. And the next one is in Taiwan. Their startup is in here, the startup team, 73% of them are the first-time startup for them. And for the gender, most of the startup founder, in fact, they are male. You can see have more like 67% of them are male, and 33% are female. And the average work experience before they get startup, in fact, is more than 11 years. So if you are diving with your career right now, maybe 10 years or even close to 11 years, is there any mind you want to get startup? Just maybe, right? So the next one is, will they get the startup? Yeah, I have to say about that is have more, like 54% of them start up in Taipei City and New Taipei City also. Why? Because I have to say is there's quite a resource in Taipei City and New Taipei City. Then we can see the topic. The man and the woman are very different on startup topic, but also have something with the same. So first of all, we can check with the woman who start up in here, like what's their first topic to start up dealing with. First of all is consumer product. Like maybe I have seen some very funny thing like underwear or like the baby stuff thing. The consumer product is for the woman ladies, they want to get a start up with the topic. Then the second one is category and category. Yeah, in Taiwan we have quite a food culture in here, so it's not surprised if we are focusing on agriculture and category. Then the third one was e-commerce. I think it's really popular for the startup have knew about e-commerce is very quite popular in Taiwan. Then the fourth one is biotechnology and the medical. And the fifth is education. But right now we check with the male, like men, if they get startup, what kind of thing they are trying to topic to deal with. You see it's more technical in fact. So in the first one is their startup topic will be like AI or big data. Yep. And like Appear is a very famous startup in Taiwan right now. They go to the Japan and launch for their IPO right now. So like they are the AI company. Then the second about is category and caring. Also, yeah, it's the same with the woman. And the third one will be IoT device. IoT is in fact not just for the device. Also the platform or any software with the IoT is the main with to start up with their topic. Then the fourth one will be biotechnology and medical. It's quite the same to the woman, right? Then the fifth topic they will deal with is the enterprise service. We try to make some product or service not for the normal customer. In fact, the product is for the enterprise service. That will be the main with their startup topic. You can check if your startup topic was a little bit same with here, or you just got more innovative. Here is the next one, Taiwan Startup Team View. For the enterprise motivation is why you want to do the startup. Why? So like the first goal is, in fact, they found something. They discovered the market need. So they jump up, say, I think it's the market trend because the marketing demand is for that. That was the most of the startup team in Taiwan. They say, why you want to start your business? They say, because I found something with the market. Then the second goal is personal career goal. I have to say, in Taiwan, I think most of them, everyone wants to be the owner for your life and also for your job. So being a boss is quite feel good, but in fact you have a lot of pressure with. But in here, as you see, they say there was their personal career goal. They want to start up for one day because their life tells about that. Then the third one we can see is want to optimize existing product or service. In fact, they want to change the world. For that is they found there was something right now in a rule in the market right now, but it's not quite good. We can make it more good, better, or we can make it more smoother. So I want to change the rule of the world. In fact, that was cool for your startup idea. And as we see, we have introduced being for like more than 1,000 company. In fact, company rejection just maybe 73% of that. is already rejection. In fact, there was 20, almost 30% of the startup team, they are not registering their company yet. But in here, we can see in Taiwan, the team size of your startup is more than that's 5%. I think it's normal because when you get just startup, you will not a big team. You may be just in charge with some friend, or you have charge with your few ex-colleagues, then you can change, then you will jump up to start your team. So 73% of your startup will be less than 5 people, but the next 50% are maybe 6 to 10. So as we see, startup team is quite not so big right now. Then the third one is target market in Taiwan. In Taiwan, if you start in Taiwan, but in fact you don't need to focus on your target market in Taiwan. As we see, there was only 76% of the startup, their target market is in Taiwan. So as we see, there's almost quite of 30% of startup. Their market, their product, their service is focusing to the global country. I think it will be the trend in past year. Because in Taiwan, our market value was not quite big, but it's a good way to try with. But if you really want to get successful, I think you have to focus in the global marketing at first. I think it's most important. Then, as we see, next one is your business model. We have B2C, B2B, and B2G. So B2C is like your service or your product is to the normal customer. We can say it's B2C. So there was 48% of the startup team, their product, their service is to service or sell to the normal customer. And 43% of the startup team, their product, their service is try to sell to the business, to the enterprise. So it's not for the normal customer. And in Taiwan, it was also funny we have B2G, this kind of the category to the startup team. They're dealing with the product or service sell to the government, to the central office also. So, right, quite cool, right? And here, we have also introduced the startup right now. In fact, let's have more, 55% have revenue, but still burning money. That means maybe they are trying to make some money, but it's not enough for your balance right now. That's the startup team have more than that. I think maybe not just in Taiwan, most of the startup teams are also have the revenue right now, but still burning their money. Like for Uber, they just burn their money for almost 10 years. It's also quite of the same situation to all the old startup. And in fact, right now, I think it's a surprise number to me. As you see, Taiwan's startup team, they are 97% have the startup team. They right now have the profitable and positive revenue. That means they are making money right now. Amazing with the higher number I have thought. And also there was almost 20% startup team, they don't have revenue yet. So the next one I will introduce to you is Taiwan startup talent, characteristic, and the need. Before we start here, I think there was a challenge to start in Taiwan. But I think this 4 kind of challenge is also the normal challenge in a global all startup have to facing and deal with. Like first of all is the funding. Yeah, startup is the burning money thing, right? You don't have funding, you don't have money, then how can we or how can you to deal with? So the first challenge is funding. All the founder will try to get funding all the time. And the next challenge is marketing developer. They want to try to find new marketing, or they want to into the marketing to sell their product, get a higher or selling something like that. I think it's all the business you have to deal with is the marketing developer. Then the third one is lack of talent. It's quite a big number in here, as we see. 18% of the staff, they say they lack of talent. Yeah, I think it's quite challenging right now because everyone wants to be their own boss. They don't want to be the employee. So there will be lack of talent. And the fourth one will be the legal treatment. In Taiwan, I think the percentage was a little bit high because in Taiwan, we are facing and dealing with lots of situation, because in Taiwan, as I mentioned before, there was a service called old bike, and that will cause a little bit serious damage to the old government city. Like we have to lot of junk for the bicycle. So how to deal with that? And after that, the startup team was quite serious for the government were dealing with is the legal treatment. Like when you sell something, is that qualified? Is there have any testing for registration? Is there have any situation who can recharge, or do you have any insurer? The legal treatment will be a little important thing to all of you if you want to start your business. So the next one will be the talent. The talent need in startup, as we see, the most of them need R&D talent, like maybe not just the engineering, they also like how to design your product or design your fan page, or even how to design your platform for that. I think R&D researchers is very important in here. And the next one will be marketing and sales. I think sales is quite important, right? Because in the last page we have say about that is there are lack of the marketing development. So how to get a great seller for you can sell your startup product to the global into the marketing, I think is quite important. Then the next one is marketing. When you just start up, no one know about you. So how to do with the great marketing to make your brand, make your product as new, as famous to everyone you knew is important. And you have to find the right guy can bring you that sound. Then the third one was management. It's quite interesting because like when you're a boss, you have to know about everything. But when you hire your business, when you upgrade your business, in fact, you cannot be in charge by yourself for one man. Then you need a management to help you to dealing with like, if you are manufacturing, I think the process is quite complicated, right? If you are a boss, you cannot be like, I check all the pipeline for yourself. Then you need a management. If you are the platform with e-commerce, then you have to dealing with the like retailing and your like how to package, how to send to the customer, and how's the response. Is a lot of complicated things. So how to get a management talent is quite important to you. So after that, all the thing I told about you, so should I join a startup or I just be an office in the big company? I have to three things feedback to you. If you want to join the startup team, then you have three important ability you have to deal with. Like first of all, you have to work independently. Then, because in startup, there was no one who will tell you what time or what thing you need to do. Then you have to deal by yourself. Like right now, what can I do? What's my solution? I can work independently for yourself. Then the second one is find the problem and propose the solution. Not just find the problem. In fact, find the problem is quite easy for the old officer. But how can you deal with the feedback and respond to propose the solution is quite important. Because if you are in a big company, I think it's several things. Like you find some problem, then you can feedback to other departments. Hey, what's going on? Like the customer respond with something, or like there was something wrong with the manufacturing, so please dealing with. But if you are a startup, you have to handle all the things by yourself. Then the third one is ticket and fast education ability. Because in startup is a running and faster environment. So how to you do the thing right and fast is quite important. So in right now, there was a little summary to you is cross-field talent is market trend right now, and it's not just the need in startup, but also in the global with the big corporation. So take any opportunity to try different job and thing. It will become to help you with, not just for your startup, yeah, also by you can help you to grow up. So into the next section is to start up your resource in Taiwan. What can you get? So here was a cool page called the Startup Hub. This is an official website to all of you can check with. First of all, here is the website you can check with. And after you click in, there was 6 pages you can check with, like first of all is funding. As we see, all of those stuff need funding. So in Taiwan, we have a database you can search with. I need funding, so what can I get? Then the next one will be FAQ. When I start, I must have lots of questions. So try to get FAQ in here. Maybe you can find your answer. Then the third one will be event. In Taiwan, we have lots of the resource, and the event can maybe sometime will be like accounting class free to you to know when I start what kind of thing I need to deal with, or like law issue measure you have to know with your startup, like if I have manufacturing product, what kind I need to prepare, or when I have employee, I have to pay attention about what kind of law I cannot be failed with. Yeah, so the event is quite lots of resources in here, and you can check and it will be cooperate all the event in Taiwan, not just in Taipei and New Taipei City, like maybe Hualien, Kaohsiung, and Tainan. Also, you can check with the event. Then the fourth one will be institute, and the institute I can try to introduce you later. It will quite a bit complicated. Then the next one is resource map. I think resource map is quite functional to all of you. When you I am not the guy in the Taipei or New Taipei City, and I have to try to find some resource in Hualien. Oh, no problem. You can use the resource map to find is there any resource or what kind of resource I can get by the map filter. Then the sixth one and the last one is consultant appointment. In fact, the Startup Hub 新创基地 is a place you can appointment for your startup consulting. So if you have any question you want to deal and talk with someone, you can check with this kind of appointment. Then we jump into the page. First of all is funding. When you click in, you can try, here is the website page. And I'm sorry, there was no English version here, so I will try to translate it for you. And here's the website page you can click with. Like if I want to get funding, there was a filter you can choose with. Like first of all, I want to know the location. Is there was any funding with a location? Like for example, in Taipei City or New Taipei City, they have the loan for the startup team, but you must register in Taipei or Taipei City or New Taipei City. They have some quite of the condition you have to deal with. So first of all, where are you? So you can filter with the location. Then the third one was the type of funding. In here, there were three kinds of. The first of all is loan, and the second of all is subsidy, and the third one is investment. You can check with. Then the next one, funding amount. How many funding I need? You can get a filter. Yeah, maybe you need a big money, so you can just filter with maybe need 500 million more. So is there any funding I can find with the high in here you can deal with. Then the next one was a little bit special for if there needs specific qualification to you, like when you are a student get started, there was quite of some funding loan or the subsidy to the student. Or you are a soldier, yeah, you can also to get the loan or subsidy for you when you get a startup. So here was a little tip of the subsidy. As you see, there were 3 advantages and 3 disadvantages I've told to you. So here, first of all, I will tell you the good of the subsidy. First of all, it's no repayment required. It's not like loan or like investment. When you get a subsidy, then that is your money you can spend it with. And the second of all is brand exposure. When you get a subsidy, in fact, there was quite a positive to your brand or your service or even your company. Like why government will be subsidized to you because maybe you have some potential thing you get, so they want to subsidize to you. And the third one is high follow-up different benefit will be to you. Like when you get the first subsidy, in fact, it's quite easy to get the next one, the third one, and even the fifth one, because you have a great goal and you have got subsidy before. That means, someone was really positive to you. But also there was something you have to mention with the disadvantage. So first of all, is highly competitive with, And in fact, like most of the subsidy, maybe they have the number like maybe 100 company or even 200 company also. But in Taiwan, there was every year we got 3,000 more startup will be here. So like really higher competitive. Then the second one is many KPI need to be filled with. When you're dealing with the government, you have to know there was a lot of KPI they need and also lots of paperwork you have to dealing with. So if you are not good at paperwork or dealing with the KPI with the government, I think subsidy will be a big challenge to you. Then the third one is very important to you. In fact, there was complicated of expansion verification regulation. That means when you spend your money, you cannot just sharing with like, maybe 50% for my device, maybe 30% to my human resource. You cannot just, when you get subsidy, you cannot just upload this kind of your money use. You have to dealing with very detailed, like for example, how many guys I will employ in this year, 5 or 6, and there are 3 engineers and 2 marketing and 1 for customer service, something like that. You have to deal with a really detail. And also, why I need to buy this device? Can this device have some receive? Something about that. Can I rent a manufacturing? Something about that. You have to deal with all the things to the regulation. So when you get money, you are happy with, oh yeah, I got subsidy, but you have to make sure how to use your subsidy funding. It's quite complicated for the first time startup. So try to know all the regulation and the rule how to use it with, okay? Here was the next thing. The event for the startup. In Taiwan, we have lots of the startup event you can join with. Like you can filter with the time is charged, or you can join with free. What kind of type of the event are, like it's online course or it's a physical class or it's a competition. Also, you can filter with the location also. You can know where I need to find with. Then the next one is Service Institute for startup. You can filter the Service Institute. In fact, the Service Institute is quite of all the thing when you start up you can get with. First of all, I want to find an accelerator or co-working space, incubator, or association with the company, or even you can find it with the campus, which have the resource to provide to all the startup you need. So here is the next is how to I fill with. Like first of all, is location also, or you have the keyword, or what kind of type. In here, in the type we have accelerator, co-working space, and incubator, association, park base, or maybe local workshop. And you can also filter with the function you need. Like I need a tourist, I have something I don't know how to start up, so I need a tourist, or I just want to join. That was an event or class, or I want to join a service institute. It can give me the chance to investment, or maybe very long, or stationed it, or entrepreneur visa. You can also filter with the entrepreneur visa by yourself. Or you want to find the right one because it's a government unit, you can also filter with. Then you can get the first right thing about the need you can get with the government. And also there was another one is regulation. Is maybe some goals or maybe some government recognition for that. Or also you want some event or information for the local exchange, you can also filter with. And the next one will be the resource map. You can find the resource by the location. In here, as we see for the page, maybe you can check with like I want to find the resource in Taichung, then you can just click it and you can find what kind of resource you can get. So in here was the last session is I will show you and bring you with the startup case for the real life. So the first type of the Taiwan startup I want to introduce you is the live service. Here is Taiwan Destiny driver. Is most important to learn is no drink and drive. So how to like dealing with? So here's a little video to you. As you see, Taiwan designated driver, the value of land is the car owner know they don't need to drive after drinking, and they don't need to leave their car in the parking lot for the all night if they are taking bus or taxi home. And in fact, the cost is about the same to the taxi, so it's quite fair to the car owner. And designated driver, in fact, they have the stable full-time income, in fact, and a comfortable and flexible part-time income to them also. Then for the platform, for the brand, for the startup team, they can get is, first of all, they provide a higher quality discount driver by themselves and without any high cost, and provide the personal insure and car body insure, so you don't need to worry about if there was a discount driver have any accident or something about that. And the third one is make people and car back home safely. That was their core value to all of them. And in fact, for the economy side, they create a career opportunity to someone they don't want to drive a taxi or they want to maintain a taxi by themselves. They can become a qualified discount driver to themselves. And also, they provide a discount driver insure and high quality management. I've joined one time with their filter. In fact, they have a challenge for them is maybe every time there was more than 100% rejection for want to be a discount driver. But you know, the pass only men pass maybe just 10 or 8 because they really quite high with their discount driver. Then the next one I will introduce with the startup team will be focusing on the technology and product. Here is X-Bomb. In fact, they are the refined sound experience of X-Bomb. So, what was their product? I can show to you.
This is X-Pump, a portable home theater system that gives you the power to unleash a surround sound effect at the touch of your fingertips. This gumstick-sized device simplifies the complex equipment traditionally needed for a home theater system and gives you that same high-quality audio experience with just a pair of stereo speakers. We've spent years working on adjusting and optimizing our audio processing algorithm, and we finally come up with a device that is designed to be conveniently portable and that eliminates all the complicated settings of a sound processor to make the listening experience better for everyone.
So as you see, the value of X-Bomb to the customer, in fact, they upgrade and enhance the sound field without any high hardware drive equipment cost. So you know, when you're in this kind of field, it's quite expensive, also to all like speaker or like mixer, something like that. But they can provide the lowest equipment cost to the customer. And second of all, it's easy to have the surround stereo experience with this kind of device. And headphone model and speaker model I can switch by any time with one device, so it's quite qualified to if you are not a high cost for the customer. And the core DSP technology is the main core value to the X-Bomb. In fact, they got the sound and they got the provide and they got the credit by the Japanese VGP. So any stereo sound can be automatically transferred into a multi-channel home theater device. That was their provide. So this is two kind of the startup I will introduce to you. So I'm Edison, I'm from STARTBOARD. If you have anything about startup question, welcome to chat with us. Thank you.